Friends, welcome back to Ball Homestead. Today we're going to make some homemade mixes, brownie mix and muffin mix for the pantry. We're fixing to get into holiday season and I would like to have some mixes quick that I can grab, mix my wet ingredients in and get in the oven. It's a busy time of the year for most everyone, so I thought this would be a good thing to have. I got these little containers at the Dollar Tree and they have screw-on lids. They were two for $1.25, and I thought, and it shows where you can write the date on the lid, what you have in it, and I thought I would write the instructions on each one so we know what we have and we can keep up with it. So let's get started on that. I'm super excited to have these pre-made mixes on the pantry shelf. All right, I think I have everything we need, so we're going to get started. One reason I got this size containers was so I could just layer the ingredients in them, grab it, dump it, whenever I get time, refill it with some new mixes. So we're going to use these and see how they work out for us. I've got my bulk sugar and my bulk flour, salt, cocoa, and baking powder all ready so we can whip up some of these mixes. If this doesn't take very long, we may do a couple more because I like having convenience on my shelves. Okay, for this first recipe, we need a half of a cup of flour. We're going to dump that in. How much baking powder? No baking powder. We need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. We're just going to use half of this. Woo. There we go. We'll save that for another thing. Okay. And 1/3 of a cup of cocoa. We might could double these. Actually, I have a ton of cocoa. Wayne, where he works, has and 1 1/4 cups of sugar. Where he works, there was a truck driver. Look how cute. I actually think we can double this. So we're going to put another layer of flour, 1/2 of a cup. We'll just make a double batch. 1/3 of a cup of cocoa. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Oops. And 1 cup and 1/4 of sugar. That is perfect for 2 of these. So this would be a double. Look how cute that is too. It looks so neat all layered up there. These would make good gifts too. So on the lid, these just screw on. There we go. So I have these little stickers that say homemade with love. We're going to stick one of those on there. And we're going to write on there what our ingredients that we need to add to this to complete these brownies. So we need 4 eggs, a cup of oil, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And we're going to write brownie at the top. And we have our first mix. Isn't that exciting? And this is a big double batch. So this would do like a 9 by 13 pan. All right, we're going to go ahead and do 1 more of those. So we have, boy, these little lids, when they're on, they're on. Okay. So 1/2 of a cup of flour. We're going to go ahead and just do a cup. Cup of flour. 2 1/3 cups of cocoa. Like I said, we need to use this cocoa up. 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt. And a cup, 2 1/2 cups of sugar. So 1, 2, and 1/2. Look how cute, friends. I'm excited about this. I've done this when my kids were growing up because we have really had to be tight with money. Now I just kind of whip things up as we need them. But with the holidays coming along, I thought, you know what? Some mixes up to have on the pantry shelf. So we're going to do this. And these would also make wonderful little gifts. All right. So we got 2 brownie mixes. We're going to set these back here on the table. So cute. All right. I've got lots of containers we can fill. Now we're going to do this muffin mix. For this, we need 2 cups of flour, a half of a teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're using 6 because I had a half a teaspoon there. 3/4 cup of sugar. And that's it. This is our muffin mix. Then if you want to add, I may add some chocolate chips to this one. I think that would look pretty on top. And then we'll already have our chocolate chips in our muffin mix. And we can make some chocolate chip muffins. Look how cute. See? Looks so cute. And we will put another little label on there. These, I'm telling you, people would love this kind of stuff. I would anyways. So we need 1 egg, 1 cup of milk, and 1/4 cup of oil. And we're going to make 1 more because I would like to have another one. And we're going to leave it plain because who doesn't love to add some fruit, bananas, nuts, stuff like that. I had also thought it might be kind of neat, but I don't know with the sugar ratio, you know, how it would do with adding some cocoa and making like a chocolate muffin, because I have a ton of cocoa. I'll just put it to you this way. Wayne brought a 50-pound bag home, and I put it up into, it was like a chocolate factory in here. I put it into quart jars and vacuum sealed it, and I refill my big cocoa jar every time that I need some. So there's that. But we won't ever have to buy cocoa, I don't think, in our lives. So we're just going to leave this one plain. And let me grab a sticker. That'll be easier anyways. That way if I don't like this muffin mix and I want to change the what I put in it or whatever, I can wash this little sticker off. So 1 egg, 1 cup of milk, and 1/4 cup of oil. You can add bananas, blueberries, anything to these mixes when they're plain like this. I just did a chocolate chip one because I actually thought I might give this one to my daughter. I know my grandkids would love it. All right, moving on. We got lots of containers to fill. All right, another thing I want to add about these homemade mixes is they are so cheap and simple to throw together. You could spend an hour one afternoon and make up a ton of homemade mixes and have on your pantry shelf for convenience, and it just saves so much money, so it doesn't give you that when you're at the store and you think, oh, I need to get some cookie mix or I need to get some brownie mix. You already have it at home and it was 1/4 of the cost. You control the ingredients in it and it's so easy. Now we're going to make some chocolate chip oatmeal cookie mix. I think those will be fabulous. All right, to our mixing bowl, we need to add 1/2 cup plus 1/8 cup of flour. I'm guessing that's about right there. Now we're going to add how much salt? A teaspoon of salt. I have a half a teaspoon measure here, which there we go. Pouring it in there. A half a teaspoon of baking powder. And a half a teaspoon of baking soda. So there's that. Here's our baking powder. Okay, now we need 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And I'm not mixing any of this together. I'm just going to kind of level it out because once we mix it, we're just going to dump it in our bowl. This is a 1/4 cup measure, so we're going to do it 3 times. Okay, now we're going to add our 3 cups of oats. Fits in our container. 1, 2, boy, it's going to be close. I can kind of mash it in there. Okay. Now we'll mash that down and we'll put like a half of a cup of chocolate chips on top along with some pumpkin pie spice. It called for cloves and all that, and I thought we'll just put a little dash of that and a little cinnamon. And then we will put our chocolate chips on top here. Let's just put the rest of those in there. That is a perfect fit for these containers. And then all they have to do is dump this in the bowl and add the wet ingredients to it. And I'm going to read those off to you. Okay, for these cookies, we're going to need a half of a cup of butter, 1 egg, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Oatmeal cookies. So half a cup of butter, vanilla, and 1 egg. Easy peasy. And look at this, we've already got 5 easy little mixes here complete. Friends, you can make anything. I think I'm going to go ahead, since I have everything out, and go ahead and make another one of these really quick. Because it's so simple to just throw them together in no time. So we need a half of a cup and 1/8 of flour. We're going to go back through it real quick. Half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of baking soda. Three-quarters cup of brown sugar. Our oats. You could add nuts to this too if you prefer, instead of chocolate chips, or both. Okay. Let me grab some more chocolate chips. We're never in a shortage of those around here. I try to keep stuff like that on hand because my kids, even though they're grown, they love homemade cookies. And our cinnamon and our pumpkin spice. And that's it. It's all done. I'm so happy. Friends, I'm so excited to have these on the pantry shelf. They're super simple, super easy, and it'll be so convenient for me to go in, grab a mix, add the few wet ingredients, and mix it up and get it in the oven. It'll save so much time, and they look so pretty in the containers. These would make amazing gifts. They would, I mean, look at our muffin mix here with the chocolate chips on top. And don't forget about that pretty brownie mix. Plus, it saves so much money. I like to save money, and this is how I have always done it. Whenever I was raising kids, we always had stuff like this on the pantry if the kids wanted to bake or whatever. It just saved them from messing up the kitchen as much. Plus, they could just grab a mix and have it ready in no time. All right, friends, thank you for stopping back by our homestead. Please like, share, and subscribe. I hope these easy mixes help you stock your pantry shelves. Until next time, friends, goodbye.